Welcome to CommTrack, where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. I'm your host, Tim Leifheit.
And I'm Jonathan Knoell.
And tonight, we are going to continue our series. This month, we're going to focus on the DC animated movies, highly underrated. And tonight, we're going to do probably one of my favorite ones of all time, Justice League Flashpoint Paradox.
It is fantastic.
Holy shit. This movie caught me really off guard because, granted, I knew there was like a lot of violence in these direct-to-video movies, especially since they went to direct-to-video.
Yeah.
And they have that creative liberty. But holy shit.
This stuff is brutal.
There is more raw carnage in this movie than Saving Private Ryan.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, because, the premise is, and this is the if you're ever talking to your friends about this movie, don't spoil a thing, because half the fun of this movie is finding out what's going on throughout the movie. The premise is Flash wakes up one day after kicking the holy crap out of his rogues gallery, and suddenly everything is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you haven't seen this movie, don't just turn this off and go watch it and then come back and listen to it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to spoil the living Christ out of this thing.
This film is impeccable. The voice acting is fantastic. We have a return from Kevin Conroy, Nathan Fillion.
As Batman and Green Lantern, respectively.
We have Ron Perlman reprising his role as
Deathstroke. Which is a really cool thing from the Teen Titans. And Stephen Bloom as Lex Luthor, man.
Yeah, he sounds great for it.
Oh, right. I mean, he's diabolical. Yes, bitch. Yes. In addition, we also have... Even Dana Delaney came back as Lois Lane. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, yeah. And, what was his name? D. Bradley Baker came back for Etrigan.
Oh, he's in everything.
Yeah, he's in everything.
Same with Jennifer Hale. Because I think she played Iris, Barry Allen's wife in the movie. Yeah. So she's in everything. D. Bradley Baker, I'd like to see what that guy's salary is, because he must be freaking loaded.
Oh, yeah. And he's one of the few voice actors in the business who actually does animal sounds.
Oh, yeah, dude. His voice is... he's like Frank Welker. Who is just... in addition to being a really great voice talent, he just has an insanely wide range. Not not just through character voices, but through what he can really do and manipulate with his voice.
He does the voice of freaking Bronx on Gargoyles. I mean, he's awesome. And
D. Bradley Baker is actually the voice of Appa and Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender, one of my favorite series.
Film was directed by Jay Olivia, who's been doing most of the Warner Premiere / DC Direct animated movies. Yeah. He also did Dark Knight Returns, which is really fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Freaking long, though. Holy shit.
It's totally worth it, because Dark Knight Returns is an epic. Jay Olivia, he's probably been the go-to guy for these sort of things. I mean, granted, Alan Burnett and Bruce Timm are still kind of executive producing. Yeah.
They're not kind of executive producing. They are executive producing.
Yeah, and you can tell that they definitely are.
Oh, they get it.
They have huge overseas... Why aren't there more live-action DC movies like this? Can you imagine if this was a live-action movie? I mean, because I remember
we've been preaching this for a long time, man.
Yeah, man. And I was watching it because we actually just got done watching the movie, because we want to know what's going on.
Yeah, we want to bone up first.
Yeah, and John had never seen
fucking hard.
John had never seen it.
I had never seen it. It's true.
Watching his reactions was just, it was just magic, man. Because he's like, "Holy shit, this happens! Holy crap, this is amazing!"
Exactly. Of course, not nearly as ecstatic as.
Oh yeah, I mean, but this is probably one of the strongest one. I mean, the Wonder Woman one and the Arkham. Batman Assault on Arkham is pretty strong.
Green Lantern First Flight is fantastic.
It was the Green Lantern movie that was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's the Green Lantern movie we deserved.
Oh, because it's the same story, the exact same story.
Pretty
it's just
much
told
better,
way better, man.
Incredibly so much better.
But it wasn't Ryan Reynolds' fault. I almost said Gosling again.
Ryan Gosling is Hal Jordan in Green Lantern.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be the funniest thing if Ryan Gosling was fucking what was his name? Sinestro. Yes. Ryan versus Ryan. Sounds like an epic rap battle.
Yeah, it does.
ERB, if you're listening, get on that shit. Ryan Gosling versus Ryan Reynolds. Yes.
Oh man,
there's a gold mine for that.
Oh man.
But
and then a guest verse by Ryan Seacrest.
No, stop. Stop.
And then the other two Ryans stop, and then they just start beating the shit out of Seacrest. Bare knuckle brawling.
I think it's a little late now. So,
just a bit.
So, okay. Honest reaction. What did you think of the movie?
Let's see. That movie is fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. I can't spoil anything until it comes up in the movie. Like, I completely fucked up last week with Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
But, oh, man.
That was just unreal.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's...
I remember popping it in. I'm like, right on. They're doing a Flash movie because we hardly ever get to see Flash on his own sort of thing. We've seen Green Lantern, we've seen Wonder Woman.
And now we have that Flash series on the CW.
Oh yeah, definitely. But this was before it came out.
Exactly.
So this was like the first real Flash movie to be made. And the fact that it was adapted from such a strong storyline from the comics really kind of sold it. And I didn't read the comics. I mean,
Neither did I.
I just kind of heard like whispers and rumors throughout it through the geek comic book nerds that I talked to.
I remember when it was coming out, there was an ad in one of the Free Comic Book Day comics that I had picked up that year, and they were setting up for the Flashpoint Paradox event. And they were selling action figures out of the back of the comic.
Cool.
There was the Flashpoint Batman, they had Cyborg, they had Wonder Woman, and they had Flash himself.
Oh, that's awesome.
The action figures looked really cool.
That's tits, man. But I remember just sitting down and watching this thing because I was completely unprepared for it because I mean, as a comic book neo, I was just looking like, oh my god, this has happened. Very much the same reaction that you did.
Yeah.
So, I've seen pretty much. I think the only DC animated movie, original movie that I haven't seen is Batman versus Robin. Mm-hmm. It's the only one I haven't sat down and caught down to check. But out of all of them, Flashpoint remains my favorite, and it's going to be a really hard job for these guys to top it. Cause...
You know who they have doing the voice of Dollmaker in Batman vs. Robin, by the way?
Oh, who?
Weird Al Yankovic.
No!
Yeah! It's fucked!
Oh, dude. Oh, man, now I got to get on this stuff, man. Because after all, there's no way we're going to get it in the theaters, to get off on the DC characters, so might as well get it on direct-to-video.
Do it!
Yeah, so why don't we actually do it and start the show?
All right.
Okay,
So we are just about to hit play on Flashpoint here, and...
Yeah.
Starting, and now we are... Hang on. Oh,
yep. Yeah, it's going.
Yeah. Now we're seeing the Warner Brothers shield coming up on the red background. That's a really cool thing.
Yep, that's what they kind of do for the animation. So if you guys want to look, just in the description, just hit the little sync button, and you can just start the movie. And because if you don't want to hear us bullshit through it,
right.
So here we got young Barry Allen. Now the name drop I thought was a little forced, but you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, it just.
It's just those little dialogue moments.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like
I think it could work if you say both names, but you gotta sell it. It needs to sound natural.
Because I don't think it's necessary because the target audience is us comic book needs. If it was like a live action movie, I'll ride behind that because that's for general audiences and shit like that. But but just that little moment because we're comic book geeks. But
right.
I really love how the very first shot is Barry running, and
the transition of him just running is a really strong one that really sells this one.
Yeah, and I also really love the little speech that they give because normally when you have like a 2.5 hour runtime, you really have to have some leg room to get into this stuff. And even though it was pretty forced, it's still fit, and it really drives home later. And speaking of driving home, holy shit!
Yeah,
holy shit! I mean, what a dark turn. I mean,
who's the asshole who just smashes the cake? I mean, really?
Well, I mean,
he killed.
That could have been in the struggle, but as you were talking about the transitions here, this one coming up and boom. That's an awesome.
And he's still standing there. I mean, that's just devastating.
I mean, and you know what? That's one of the great things about animation. It's stuff like that you really can't control. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like it's already the movie. Already, we're like what? We are
not even 3 minutes in.
We're 2 minute and 14 seconds in, and shit is already getting real. It's already dark and brutal. And so and isn't it interesting how many DC characters are named Nora? Nora Freeze.
Nora!
So much. If your name is Nora,
your days are numbered.
In the DC universe, your days, you got it bad. Thankfully, Nora Freeze made it out okay. You know, in the end, even though Victor Freeze got really fucked up. Yeah. And now here we got Jennifer Hale as Iris Allen, who's actually married to Flash at this point, which because. Again, they're...
Well, you could very easily do... I liked the logo there. And you could very easily do an origin story with the Flash, but it's not needed here. You can pick it up. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what some of these superhero movies nowadays, they feel like they have to tell the origin so they can finally get into the adventure. Like, dude, we're living in an age where comic book geeks are like the dominant species of the freaking planet, dude. So let's just go right into the adventures. Adapt from the comics, man.
You know, honestly, when I was watching this the first time, my immediate thought when he was changing into his costume was, I wonder if there are any other characters in the DC comic universe who have just sat there while he's changing and are just like, I've seen your dick. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's such an asshole move, but you have to wonder.
Well, speaking of wonder, I bet he's done it with Wonder Woman.
Oh, we did not need to take that turn. We've got Mirror Master and Heatwave here. I don't remember what the tornado dude is.
Oh, that's Top.
Top? Okay.
Yeah. His thing's like, because Flash spins around real fast, Yeah. That's supposed to be that sort of thing. He's kind of... They really have to scrape the bottom of the barrel for the rogues gallery for these kind of movies, man.
And that's the thing. Flash never has really had the strongest set of supervillains.
No, I mean, well, to comic book geeks, they're like, oh yeah, these guys are heavy players, like Captain Boomerang, like we see right here.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he's heavy into the Suicide Squad. So, for comic book geeks, oh yeah, they're definitely high up there. Yeah. But as far as general audience goes, can you imagine walking into like, what the fuck, Captain Boomerang? This is bullshit, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think the only real villain you can kind of get away with is Professor Zoom, or just Zoom, or the Reverse Flash.
Right.
Because, if you're dealing with one speedster, might as well just play with the other. And it's easy, he's got the opposite color scheme going on.
He's just got the Reverse Flash thing there.
So, I mean, that's for a general audience, that sort of thing would be okay. But as far as like bringing in Captain Cold, I mean, they'll be like, "What the fuck is Mr. Freeze doing in here?"
The thing.
And speaking of Professor Zoom, there he is.
The thing that I appreciate about Flash, though, is that unlike any other superhero, he actually uses the first and last names of his rogues gallery. He doesn't use Mirror Master as his address. It's Mirror Master's name. It's not the Trickster, it's Mark.
Yeah, which I'm actually sensing that's a trope that is really more prevalent in modern superhero movies, just because, when you're shouting out Mirror Master or Joker, it's, well, Joker is Joker. But I was just thinking he doesn't have like a real identity. But if he like, Two-Face, you fiend, that's like really campy. But when you're talking to him like, you need help, Harvey, That's more grounded.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you also feel for the actual character himself, and it just doesn't become like a stock villain of the week sort of thing.
But that's the thing. Flash was doing that way before.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good trope that followed through. I mean, I wonder if
it's a strong choice.
I wonder if that kind of decision among directors for modern superhero movies came out of The Flash, or that just was like, hey, let's just call them by their names. Make it humanize them.
I think it might have come out of The Flash, honestly.
I don't know.
You never know.
You never know, but these things are up to debate. Any super big time superhero directors out there,
let us know.
Yeah, totally. And here we go, Kevin fucking Conroy as Batman, dude. Actually, I heard he was like the first one to be signed on this movie because like way back when this movie wasn't even drawn or just barely written. It turns out Kevin Conroy just kind of dropped at one of the conventions saying, yeah, I just finished my lines for a new Flash movie. Oh, what is it? Flashpoint Paradox? Right on! Can you tell us about it? No.
Hey, Nathan Fillion.
Yes, Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. Can we just get Nathan Fillion to be in a live action Green Lantern movie?
Well, funny thing is, he actually wants to do Booster Gold.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. I can't choose between them. Can he just play both?
Can he? See, I honestly want to see him do Booster Gold and then have Alan Tudyk as Skeets.
Yes! Oh, please! Warner Brothers, listen to our pleas! We are here we want this stuff. We will pay lots of money for this.
We will pay through the fucking nose for this shit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, this part right here I love, because where they just kind of go... they separate and isolate, all the villains or the rogues to disarm the bombs that Professor Zoom just got. And I love the way that each of them actually defuse them. Because, I think there's like, four villains here. Mm-hmm. So they have to get creative in each in different ways. So Cyborg here has his, nanotech, because, he's...
Nanotech.
And then Captain Cold. I love this. I'd squeeze it in if I were you.
There's one thing that bothers me about the art style of this one.
What's that?
The modeling on the female faces.
Yeah.
They look like Barbies.
Well, and if you notice, even the males, their heads are unnaturally small.
Yeah, just a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, but, geeky nitpick. The story is really, really strong. It's going to get good. This is my favorite one. Waiting's the worst part.
He's just so earnest about it.
I'm
just going to hold my hands like this.
And Batman's diffusing it in space. Of course.
He's Batman.
Because, why not? But I love how Wonder Woman actually just takes the gun from him and freezes it, because, that's actually a tactic that SWAT teams use in real bomb diffusion tactics, because the wires actually freeze and you stop the circuitry. But, because this is future technology, she freezes it for a second and that kind of fucks it up and gives her just enough time to blow it right there.
Big bam.
And then this I thought was really clever with Aquaman. He just has a million microbes just eat the wiring, and then he crushes it in his hand. That's actually really cool, because Aquaman is so underrated, and in here you fear this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
And I love this.
With all of the broken belts here, though, I'm surprised nobody's pulling their pants up.
Oh man, Superman! I still love Superman. Most people kind of Superman's dumb. He's boring. Oh, we've seen his origin story a million times. He's y'all powerful, and when he's done right, and he's done right so few times.
Yeah, the thing is that Superman is the outsider, but he wants to be like us. So I think that the best Superman stories just challenge his humanity.
Yeah, man. Either that, or he may still be the savior of us all. The immigrant from the stars who is bound to save us all and teach us all to know what it means to truly be a hero. Mm-hmm. But to still have him as a character with vulnerabilities and issues is tough. 'Cause I think the only time that it's really ever worked is, of course, with Chris Reeves. but also on the Superman animated series and Justice League.
Yes.
Those are the only real times that it's come into fruition. Because I'm like, yeah, you don't like... Why do you like Superman? I'm like, because I know the right versions.
Yeah.
What have you been reading? New 52? He's a dick in New 52. Oh, man. And sadly, because there's a sequel to this movie right here. It's called Justice League War. And they modeled Superman off the New 52, and I hated it.
You know, looking at the facial structure of Thrawn there.
Yeah.
Have you been watching the CW Flash series?
No, I haven't. Again, the only show that I've been really keeping up with is Gravity Falls, and that's because me and my sister kind of bond that way.
Okay, if you do end up watching the Flash series, look for that same facial structure throughout the show.
Okay. Well,
you'll be like, no, no.
Yep, and here's the title drop: Flashpoint Paradox. And I love how the paradox thing comes through.
Now, originally, the comic book title is just Flashpoint. Mm-hmm. Not Flashpoint Paradox. That is a thing that has been added here.
Yeah. So we had a nice rousing start, and now we're finally getting into the premise. Flash wakes up one morning and everything's wrong. The headline reads, "World faces Armageddon. Elastic Kid, not Elastic Man, but Elastic Kid has been murdered."
Elongated.
Elongated. Fucking. Sorry, folks. I know. Burn me at the stake for not getting.
Burn me, non-believer. Burn him.
And here we go, Citizen Cold.
Citizen Cold.
Right there and then, you're like, something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up, man. Because, again, watching this movie, really the fun of it is watching to what happens when Flash wakes up and everything is wrong.
Yeah.
To see what happens to the characters and what happens to the world as a result is just... That's the fun of this movie, and that's why you should never spoil this movie. If you haven't seen this movie and you're still watching, ouch.
Yeah.
If you're still watching this movie, take it out right now. And holy shit, Mom.
and she does look like she's actually aged well, too.
Oh yeah, I know exactly. Although I'm actually kind of curious as to how exactly he was really able to recognize his mother despite being aged.
Yeah,
because things happen over time, and you're like, because you see people. I mean, this is a city where anything can just about happen, but I guess it's a son's instinct, that sort of thing, because they're obviously very close because mother and son, that sort of bullshit. But one more minor geeky nitpick,
right?
And I also love how, the end of the world can't stop me from my birthday happening. Usually it's the other way around. But again, this is a really touching moment. But I love this line coming up where we have and again, now she mentions war going on. And you're like, dude, what the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah.
And that where she's like, are you gay?
You're gay.
You have something to hide. Oh, you're gay. That's okay. I love you. That was a nice little touch. That was a nice little touch. That was cute. That was sweet. And now she gives him the big reveal. I'm the Flash. Who's the Flash?
That's right. They call him the Streak. Boogity.
Oh, gee. Actually, can you imagine you're saying, I'm the Flash? It's like, I really don't want to know what you've been doing on your weekends. And here we are, Gotham City, Wayne Casino. Now,
and look at the way that the sky is. It's very animated series.
Now, right here, this is the part where I was like, okay, this is not Batman.
Yeah.
I saw that, I'm like, wait, Batman with gun? That's not Batman. That is not Batman.
Right.
And and here I'm like, is that Harley Quinn? Wait, no, that can't be.
Yeah, she doesn't do the whole ball on a stick thing.
Or well, you
ball
find
on
out
string.
You find out that they're actually yo-yos, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I do like that. That's a really cool character design, just like an alternate universe sort of thing.
Yeah, and I like the way that his cape spikes up too. That's a really cool touch.
The shoulder pads. Yeah, that's just like another like gothic element that goes in. But You know,
and the 5 o'clock shadow too is interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you can kind of tell that he just fucking doesn't give a rat's ass about anyone or anything, or about himself or anything. That I thought was pretty brutal right here. But no, my only quarrel is why is this guy? How is he still able to function if he's like 60 or 70 years old? Sheer
People
will.
Find a way, man.
Sheer will.
Sheer will.
Now, this is where I really got scared of Batman again.
Yeah.
Well, you can still talk. And this line right here, let me help you get it off. Jesus fuck. Right. And this shot right here, dude, that's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah.
And I also love the little touch with Judge Dent instead of lawyer. He's not a DA, he's the judge.
Yeah.
And
there is one thing that I appreciate about this design for Batman as well. His did you notice that his pants are actually cargo pants?
Yeah, I totally did. You're sensing he's much more of a Green Beret than a ninja.
Yeah.
Which again, that's another really fascinating fact because Batman's always been a soldier of crime.
Yeah.
Or
soldier against crime.
But here it's taken to a really dark turn.
Yeah, it's gotten to a point where the Batman that we would know is 10 steps behind what this guy is.
Yeah, there's actually a line in there that I really, really loved. Is like, you used to be the James Bond of superheroes. What turned you to the Unabomber? Mm-hmm. I love that line. That's a great...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And now here we have Cyborg, who is like way bigger than normal. Like, he's 7-8 feet tall. And
actually, in the Lego Batman 3 game, that's the Cyborg that you play as.
Oh, yeah, because this is like
that's his giant form.
Yeah, because this is obviously the new 52 version. Because Flashpoint Paradox kind of fucked with the time stream.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit, but it was enough to change some of the looks of them. Mm-hmm. And here we have the Shazam Kids. This I thought was a really fascinating alternative idea. Instead of just there's
Billy Batson.
Yeah, Billy Batson there. He kind of like he feels bad because Batman's not short of hearing.
Also, the thing that I found interesting also was the fact that Sandman is one of the good guys.
Yeah, that's cool. But the fact that, as you know, Shazam is actually an acronym for all the different strengths of heroes of myth and legend.
Yeah.
And instead of all being transferred into Billy Batson, it's transferred through 7 kids, which is awesome. That's that's a great idea, man.
Yeah, that is a story I would love to see.
Oh, right, but shit doesn't quite end well with them. And now I wonder why Batman has always been described as the best tactician on the planet, but he, none of the where's the actual military? That's it. Just feels weird that Batman has always been described in the DC animated universe or DC universe as a whole.
The end is nigh.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch from Watchmen.
Yeah,
there's another Watchmen reference towards the end. I'll actually point it out for you.
It's very Alan Moore-esque.
There's just kind of a couple of visual tropes that kind of appear, but I'll tell you when the other one comes up. But here we have Barry Allen coming up to Iris, and it turns out she's already married and has a fucking kid, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, can you imagine? First, you find out that there's a war going on. You lost your superpowers. Your mom's back, and now the woman that you've been married to for fucking I don't know how long, whatever.
Right.
It's all bad now. This shot coming up right here. Traffic and going into Gotham City, heavy stuff. But this right here, Flash stuck in traffic. Do you know how fucking terrible it is? It's like, I used to have superpowers, man. I could be here in literally a blink of an eye, but I have to...
I could be here in a hot second, but Jesus.
Yeah. And here we got Wayne Manor looking way more depressing and derelict than usual. And I wonder where Alfred went.
I don't know.
Dude, I wonder if he just I wonder if Thomas Wayne was like, fuck off.
Unless it was Martha.
Oh, gee. Dude,
that would be... DC,
shit.
Please tell more stories from this universe. It's really interesting.
It is, man. You know what? Just do like what Marvel did back in like the 70s.
Elseworlds?
Or I was just thinking the What If series. Because my godfather had like a shit ton of the What If comics because he used to collect them all the time.
Oh, man.
And I used to read them.
And here he is.
Yep. Oh, this I thought was really cool. And again, there was that back earlier. There was that one line about the Unabomber. I thought that was really cool. But do you notice how like derelict the cave is? Like how really simple it is?
Yeah, it's not very high tech at all.
And it's really unkept too, like liquor bottles everywhere. And here's where we get the big reveal, man. Bruce Wayne was the one who was murdered in the alley, and Thomas Wayne lived. Dude,
he is the Batman.
But that's still such a weird thing to me because he'd have to be like 80 years old right now.
Something like that, yeah.
Because he must have been like, 30 when Bruce was killed. And so now he really, actually his age must be like 60.
Yeah.
How is he continuing on as like Batman like this?
Well, by Dark Knight Returns standards, Bruce is like 50.
Yeah, and I know he's 55. I mean, that's what it was in his obituary at the end. Spoilers.
Right.
But
it's been a hot day or two.
Yeah, he's still man. He retired 10 years before that. He retired at age 45. So if he's 60, that's got to be something. Here we go, dude. Wonder Woman coming out of that, like I'm like, oh my holy God!
And just look at the armor too.
It's terrifying actually.
Mm-hmm.
And now this I thought was this was probably one of the darkest turns in the whole fucking movie. Man,
this is when you can tell that the shit is really starting to hit the fan.
Now,
no holds are being barred.
And I love the that grip that Titans are gripped on the lasso tree.
Yeah.
And here we have Steve Trevor, part of the Resistance and on the run from the Amazons, killing them left and right. Finally gets captured by Wonder Woman with the lasso truth. And holy shit. Oh, I mean, this was the man that taught her to be the ambassador of peace and of the world. The one who got her off of Themyscira. Yeah. And of course, here we have Artemis and all the other major Amazon warriors. Shit gets real for them, too. Shit gets real for everyone in this movie.
Oh, God.
And now,
like I said, no holds barred.
And speaking of no bars held back, here we got Wonder Woman just flat out hangs Steve Trevor and fucking kills him, dude. Nothing is beneath her.
Yeah.
She is diabolically evil. I don't know what the fuck happened, but look at that gruesome death. The blood out of the mouth and
just the foaming at the eyes.
Jesus, man.
Oh, man.
And here's another really awesome Batman scary interrogation moment. You have 9 fingers left. I suggest you talk. And now he's talking about, breaks another one right there.
Yeah, it's...
I really, actually all the old incarnation of, like, late old career Batman, those are the ones I scare the most.
Oh yeah,
because they've got just like balls out experience, nothing held back, and especially these type of characters, they just get really bitter the more they age. And old Batman is one Batman that I don't want to run into.
Yeah, either old Batman.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, just his fingers. I've actually had a finger broken like that. It sucks. Because you can't actually
it's
straighten it out.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's actually kind of amazing how well Barry Allen is just walking it off.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't even flinch when he picks that up.
Yeah,
I would flinch the hell out.
Yeah, whatever. I got a broke. Oh, it is just a flesh wound.
Thank you, Werner Herzog. Now, Werner Herzog's Justice League.
Oh my God, that would be.
Oh,
did you see Werner Herzog's Ant-Man?
No.
Oh my gosh, I gotta show you this later.
Oh
it's amazing.
Man, I can't wait.
Check it out, folks. Go on YouTube. Werner Herzog's Ant-Man. Fucking hilarious. But anyway, the thing about Flashpoint Paradox.
Right.
Well, the thing about right here is when Barry Allen's talking about all this alternate universe stuff, and now why does Thomas Wayne like so quickly kind of like, all right, you're making sense. Dude, no. Fucking punch that guy, drug him, and send him to Arkham.
Yeah. Well, he does actually make that point.
All of it. You'd be amazed this world this monsters can create. That's scary. Jesus.
You know he's seen hell.
No, but and you really don't know the extent of the hell until later in the movie. But holy fuck, that was a great reveal. But again, why is he believing him? Really, why? Because Batman is one of the smartest men in all of the DC universe.
I think at this point it's because he's desperate. He wants to believe in something, which is something that the Bruce Wayne Batman wouldn't do necessarily. But
I don't know, man, because Thomas Wayne is one who will murder.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's going through with it, he'd be more than less likely than Bruce if you think about it.
Ron Perlman.
Okay, Ron Perlman back as fucking Deathstroke. Slade from the Teen Titans, man. And Stephen Bloom as a really diabolical Lex Luthor. Because, Lex Luthor isn't in this movie a whole lot. You know, if you're watching this, you had better seen this movie. So no holding back on spoilers. But Lex Luthor isn't in this movie a whole lot, but they give him the most diabolical voice. I mean, Stephen Bloom is just evil. He was actually...
I think he's done Lex before on something else.
He might have, but I know he was really famous, at least for me, as the big villain. I fucking forget his name. The big villain in the first season of Legend of Korra. Yeah, I forget. I fucking... something. It's been a while, folks. I'm sorry. I really should know this one because I'm a huge fan of it. The Legend of Korra. I haven't actually finished it because got shit to do.
Yeah,
podcasts and stuff. But whatever. Just leave it in the comments below and then burn us later.
Yeah.
And here we go. And here we are now.
Well, why are you complaining? It's a free show.
Whatever. And now here we got the battleship being attacked by the Atlanteans, and fucking people get killed left and right in this battle, man. I mean, it's just brutal. No heart, and I think that right now Lex Luthor and Deathstroke are actually on a mission to kind of find out because there's a rumor.
Arjun just died, and so did.
So did who? That guy. Jesus. I don't think
he's not getting back up again. Here's Vibe.
Is he dead? But Lex Luthor and Deathstroke are on a mission to find. Apparently,
he killed Dead Tom.
Yeah, everyone dies, and here's Aqualad killing the shit out of people. But Lex Luthor and Deathstroke are trying to find him. Apparently, there's a major weapon of mass destruction. Here's Clayface, and yes, and so they're on a mission to find the rumored weapon so they can destroy it before they wipe out all life on the planet. Yeah, because who's better to do it than the mind of Lex Luthor and Deathstroke, the Terminator.
There's Orm.
Yep, and who we got? Is that Cheetah?
Yeah, that's Cheetah.
Okay, because costumes. I swear she was like another Atlantean that I don't really know about. But they're on a mission to find him, and apparently they walked right into a fucking trap, dude. Because, dude, why? If you're going, a battleship against Aquaman will not end well.
No.
Aquaman. They give Aquaman so much crap in the comics. Like, you sent him out in the middle of a desert. He's so useless. Oh, he's the lamest villain. He has all the powers of SpongeBob. Blah 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 blah.
But no, dude, this guy's brutal.
Dude, Aquaman owns 70% of the planet.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. He's scary. And now here we got Black fucking Mantis, dude.
Black Manta.
What the hell, man? And he just kills Deathstroke, man. I mean, Black Mantis, the number one Aquaman villain working
for Aquaman.
That's side by side, man.
And that's the thing that got me through the whole movie was just, he's working with Aquaman. What the actual fuck?
Right? And I love this. This is a really Lex Luthor moment. At least I know I was right.
Yeah.
And right here, no prisoners. Boom! Just kills him flat out. Lex Luthor is dead.
There are no questions about that.
And so... if I ever wanted to show off the power of Aquaman, I show him this movie because dude, Aquaman fucking scares the shit out of me, dude.
I can understand why,
right, dude? I really wish that people would stop ragging on him because, Robot Chicken did it to no end. Man.
Yeah, but it's Robot Chicken.
Yeah, but
they kind of have a license to do that because they're strictly satire.
Mm-hmm. And it is kind of funny to see some of the shit that they pull. I really did laugh the one where "Come on board the invisible jet, I'm coming!" Boom, and then because it's Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and it's like we first one over there to the Metro Tower because who can fly? Because we can fly. He's like, fine, I'll just swim. I thought that was really funny. Right here, man, Barry Allen's being just... I still can't believe...
The architecture of Wayne Manor in this one is very interesting to me because rather than the usual Gothic architecture that we see, it's very much more informed by the Parthenon.
It's the thing. I just think that, I mean, later in the movie it doesn't look like that. And
yeah.
But, holy fuck, dude.
He's on fucking fire.
Barry, and the screams are pretty horrific, too. Yeah. But Barry Allen, man, is trying to recreate it. But I just can't fathom how Thomas Wayne is still able to get back by this guy for so long. Holy shit, dude. I mean, you thought Harvey Dent looked bad in The Dark Knight. Shit.
He's extra crispy here. Because, seriously, extra crispy. Break me off some of that fried chicken.
It just...
some of that fried berry.
You're fired. And check it out, dude. We got Obama. Flat out Obama is in this movie.
And that's something that interests me to no end with DC. They're always very informed by the politics of their day. Like, Dark Knight Returns has Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. And even like if you read the Civil War comics for Marvel, they clearly had George W. Bush in the White House and that sort of thing. Welcome back, Cap. Clearly modeled after George W. Bush, but here that's a nice touch. They even got a really good voice actor to impersonate him.
I think he looks a bit too gaunt, but
yeah. Well, I get again,
it's stylistic,
and it's and it kind of fits with the rest of the story.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now here, man, this is where shit gets real, where we find out all the alternative stuff that happened in the little time boom that Flash created when he went back in time. Right here, we've seen this imagery before. It's, rocket ship coming out of the plains of Kansas, but plot twist.
It misses.
And where does it land? In the middle of Metropolis. And blows up half of the city.
Yeah, it's devastating, man.
Flat out destroys half of Metropolis. What isn't that a nice welcome for a Kryptonian? And here we got the Atlanteans washing up on the shores of Themyscira, and here we got Wonder Woman, and they form an alliance, man. I mean, that's. Can you imagine what they would have really done had shit not hit the fan?
Absolutely.
I actually wonder where that would have been taken. And as a matter of fact, how the hell did they find Themyscira? Because isn't it supposed to be protected by the gods?
So yeah, you'd think that.
Atlantean powers. Whatever. Yeah. This makes for a really good storytelling. Because right here, man, we got an affair going on, and that's pretty brutal. They're really quick to get in the sack. How about that? Who knows how many months this alliance lasted anyway. And here, now, what I really think is effective about this scene is no dialogue.
Yeah.
None. They just give each other looks.
It's just straight.
And because it's also a flashback, it kind of fits with the...
flashback.
Yeah. Yeah. Very punny.
Yeah.
But it fits with the film form that it's going for. And here we got we don't see the fight, just the bloody aftermath. And speaking of bloody, dude, this shit right here where she not just doesn't don the crown, but she holds up her head. I mean, I was like, all right, dude, Wonder Woman won, got the crown, that sort of thing. But I was like, dude, is that a little bit much? I can't believe I'm asking this, but is this a little bit much? And here we got probably the one flashback, alternative flashback for this timeline. This one scared me the most. Because, we obviously see that Bruce Wayne's been gunned down by the guy in the alley, and that Thomas Wayne literally beat the fucking life out of him. And Martha Wayne is obviously devastated. Both of them are very devastated. Because, it's a child, man.
Yeah.
How the hell did Joe Chill have the guts to kill a kid but leave their parents alive? Especially one as big as Thomas Wayne. But right here, dude... This transition from her sobbing and into the laughter, and it reveals the Joker. I mean, I was actually remember watching this for the first time, and I hear that laugh, and I was like, "This is way too scary. This is way too scary."
Jesus Christ!
I mean, can you imagine the anniversaries? I mean, fuck, dude. God,
they had a freaking annulment.
Consider that a divorce. But man, that's gotta be. And now looking back, you'd be amazed at the monsters that this world can create. Mm-hmm. That's got even more resonance.
Yeah, that's just gravitas. All gravitas.
I remember there was a moment in the comics that sadly didn't make it into this movie. But I'm kind of glad because, I don't want to stay too focused on Batman because, Batman's a fucking whore lately for DC.
He gets a lot of story time.
A lot. He's the flagship character, and it kind of bugs me a little bit because I still love Superman. But anyway, the one scene from the comics that was omitted was a moment where Bruce, and it's a 1-year anniversary thing where Thomas and Martha Wayne, as Batman and the Joker, actually call a truce for 1 day and visit the site where their son was gunned down. For 1 year, only once a year they call a truce and visit. And I thought that was a really sweet moment and a wonderful. Again, more stories from this universe because it's really fascinating. Mm-hmm.
It's a very what if.
Although minus the war between just because we need everyone to live through Armageddon. We can't have Armageddon fucking everything up and stopping the story. We need the story to go on. The show must go on. And right here, we actually heard from Lex Luthor and Deathstroke earlier that Captain Atom was sent overseas to stop Aquaman and Wonder Woman from...
But he disappeared.
Yeah, mysteriously disappeared. No backup, no nothing, no word from him or anything. But we find out in this scene right here what exactly happened. He's in the bowels of Aquaman's flagship or his the capital ship. Mm-hmm. In the center of it, heart of it, they have captured fucking Captain Atom, and they're using his pure energy within to create a doomsday weapon, a last minute revenge weapon. If the Atlanteans are defeated...
The repeating of this.
Yeah, I know. But if the Atlanteans are defeated, they can always unleash this and wipe out all organisms on the planet. I mean, dude, what a great... the stakes have rarely been this high. Mm-hmm. And here we are again. Dude, just starting again. And here's another weird nitpick that I love. He just takes a drink like, oh, this is an interesting show. But... Why is Batman still going through with this? Because this is like a real...
I still think it's because he wants to be hopeful about something. He's had so much shit dished out at him.
I guess so, but at this point I would think like of all the crap that poor Thomas Wayne has gone through at this point, I'm like, he wouldn't give a fuck about anyone anymore. He would just care about himself and to...
Then why would he have the mask on?
Yeah, good point. I love this moment right here. I told you I was fast. Yeah. And then pulls out the liquor, the flask. I thought that was great. And here we have Dana Delaney as Lois Lane, man. And I love the line, my battery's about to die and I'm about to join it soon. That's Pulitzer Prize winning Lois Lane. Yeah. And apparently very fit for, doing jumps and running like that.
Yeah. I mean, she's a field reporter.
Oh my God. Yeah. No wonder Steve Trevor finds her really hot.
I want that headset. That's really cool.
I know, right? Can you imagine? Oh, my God. I can only imagine the kind of war footage she gets on that thing. Holy shit. And here, now this...
Well, not only that, but can you imagine the ramifications for that kind of headset? You could do almost anything.
Yeah, and right here, this is a beast that we've obviously seen before from the comics that... is the guardian of the underworld, guarded by Hades. Now,
it's Cerberus.
Now, this suggests, are the Amazons actually in league with Ares?
Either Ares or Hades.
Using his dark magic to, unleash further atrocities against the Atlanteans? Because if they are, that's a really cool thing. But they don't address it. And I kind of wish that they do, because I want to see more characters. I want to see more.
Ooh. Okay, so we have... Okay, hear me out here, all right? You have this universe, right?
Yeah.
And you have Vic Sage, the Question. Trying to piece it all together, seeing where everything went wrong, and then he hits it. It's Ares. He goes to the underworld, or Orpheus style.
Uh-huh.
And just as he figures it out, Ares taps him on the shoulder.
Jeez, man. See, that would have been a really cool subplot.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, more heroes...
And that would explain it.
Yeah. And here comes more... they just flat out killed Artemis. Because Professor Zoom just came in and stopped him. And I really love that moment where she was just kind of holding her hands up like, I didn't do anything. And here we got Etrigan the Demon, man. So many wonderful... Can you imagine if this really was like a live-action movie? Like, oh my God, they got Etrigan the Demon. They got this. They got that. This is awesome. I mean, if this was a live-action movie and you showed this back in like the 90s, they'll be like, this is the most amazing thing ever. Holy fuck, dude. And even they got Grifter, man.
Yeah. Grifter. And
what's up?
And then... after that, with Ares, you have the Spectre just towering.
Yes. I'm surprised
Something about this isn't right.
Either that or I would have been like, Spectre's just there to kind of just watch.
Unless, what happens is, after this, you have the Spectre reverse the Armageddon.
Maybe, or either that or he doesn't even exist in this universe.
He could not.
I mean, in this universe, technically speaking, Superman doesn't exist.
Right.
Yeah. Now, this kind of confused me right here, where he just kind of vibrates and turns the costume, the exact opposite color scheme. Mm-hmm. Did he rearrange the molecules or
he might have
something?
I mean, it's not clear.
Yeah, whatever. But another geeky nitpick. It's still a great movie, and I love this line right here. So I'm finally on the. So that's what that feels like. Oh, oh come on! Oh, come on! Whatever. And you know what? Actually, Nolan did that before they did this movie.
Yeah.
But what? I still love that little gag. And now. I'm curious as to why Thomas Wayne has kept the gun that killed Bruce all those years and now decided to take it out again. Because you would think that he's, in his character, he'd be like, this gun was fired and it will never be fired again. I vow that this gun isn't... I don't know. Because they really... I wish that this was like a 2.5-hour epic movie so they could really delve into some of the characters' minds. Because a lot of it is really confusing.
Yeah.
And not to mention, there's very little time for Bruce and Barry their relationship to develop. So, and as you saw there, here's Nathan Fillion, man, is Hal Jordan again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really, just fucking get him to be the new Green Lantern.
Please.
That would be so bitchin'.
He'd be perfect.
And I love this line here. It's why don't you show me what you got hidden away here, and I'll show you what I can use with it. That is so him, man. He is cocky as fuck. Now, this I remember when you saw it, I'm like, no. Yep, 8 years ago, this ship crash landed out in the desert, and guess whose ship it was? It was fucking Abin Sur.
Right there.
They missed his rendezvous with Abin Sur and did not become the Green Lantern that we all know. And
what surprises me though is that the ring didn't go off and choose anybody else.
No. Although right here, I love this shot where it's kind of like a little mirror image. Like, this could have been you, man. And it should have been you because I guess it was probably one of those things where. The time ripple got Hal Jordan in the wrong mindset to become Green Lantern.
That might be.
It just might be, but here he's finally, after 8 years of dealing with things on his own without the ring, he's finally come out of it. Because, right here he says, like, I've been waiting for something all my life, and for something special that no one else can do, and I think this is it.
See, I think that... But that the logic of Hal Jordan not being right at the right time flummoxes me because there are 4 other lanterns.
Well, again, I'm still saying that
from Earth.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess.
I mean, even Guy Gardner.
Well, that was the 40s, but whatever. The point.
That's Alan Scott.
Oh yeah, Alan Scott. Fucking. Yes, burn me, burn me, burn me at the stake. Well, yeah. Well,
I need to have that as a button. Just
burn me
at the stake.
Yeah, well, Flash already got burned at the stake.
Burn me at the stake, and it has all of the League symbols on it.
Yep. Right here, we have they're trying to find Superman now, the most powerful being in the DC universe, and the fact that he doesn't exist is a real...
Yeah.
Dude, a world without Superman really is a grim world.
You know,
what's up?
There is one thing that I would love to see these guys make.
What's up?
A Legion of Superheroes movie.
One of these days, man, just you wait. Look at that crater. Fucking holy Jesus. I mean, actually, if you look at the opposite universe, you really would think it's paradise compared to this.
Yeah, comparatively.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, like, everyone is just miserable. And I love how Cyborg is not only like Jahujic now, but he's also yes, but he's also the Secretary of Defense. He's actually on government payroll. Yeah, which is an interesting step because in this universe he is the Boy Scout. Yeah, he's the boy wonder that everyone looks to and the one who teaches everyone to be heroes. Which is, that's an interesting thing because Cyborg always kind of gets like a backseat because, he was from the Teen Titans. Moved to the Justice League, that sort of thing. But it's a nice little upgrade. Cool thing. Oh, man, I really forget. Was Michael B. Jordan the voice of him? Yes. Okay, yeah. So,
the current Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that's right. Although quite frankly, he does a much better Cyborg. Because I'm sorry, that movie was fucking terrible, and I knew from the beginning. I mean, I'll ride with the whole racial switch with Human Torch. I'll go. Yeah,
that's an Ultimates thing. That comes right out of the comics.
I'll go with that, man. Because when I saw Daredevil and I was like, and we saw Black Kingpin. Yes. Dude, Michael Clark Duncan knocked it out of the park for me. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie, but I thought it was amazing. And
Michael Clark Duncan, though.
Yeah, and so I'm not opposed to, switching the race of a character around, but man, that movie there was no saving grace. Thank God I never had the chops to actually go sit down and watch it and waste 2 hours of my life. All right, so right here, they're breaking into a secret underground tunnel right under Metropolis. Right. Breaking into heavy security. Now, these guards here, who are they? How do you get a job for this? I mean, what kind of resume do you turn in for these kind of jobs? I mean, I know it's a skeleton crew, but
I have an art major. You're hired.
I mean, even if they're like ex-Green Berets, shouldn't they be doing something better than guarding shit?
Well, they are guarding the most powerful creature on the planet.
Yeah, that's true. But even so, it's like, how do you get that job? How do you really get that job? I mean, I know like Secret Service agents are like have military backgrounds and they do background checks like extensively all the way to family and that sort of thing. Is it because it's got to be something similar? Because if this place has a higher clearance level than the Secretary of Defense, yeah, it's whatever. And here we have Superman's Rocket Man. Now this part was fucking creepy. This is this is something like straight out of like Alien 3. Because you can tell that they've been doing some experiments and cloning him.
They've been trying really hard to figure out how to
the physiology of a super being from another planet with Kryptonian blood, and that was spooky. That was spooky.
Just the architecture of this, I'm just like, dude,
yes. But man, just can you imagine the amount of horrific torture that this guy's gone through? Look at this. When I saw it, I was like, no, a Superman that looks like a Holocaust victim. That's scary. He's been under solar red flares, solar red lamps, all his life. Yeah, malnourished, experimented on. Can you imagine? That's just. I mean, I thought. I mean, when I saw that how bad Batman had it, I was like, there can't be anything worse than how bad Batman's had it. No, Superman had it worse.
Oh, way worse.
Way worse.
It's very analogous to the way that they treat Martian Manhunter a lot.
Yeah, you know what? I bet Martian. I wonder if Jean's is still on Mars guarding the White Martians.
He might have died.
You never know.
He might have died in the White Martian War.
That might have been it. Oh, dude. Wow! The White Martians have taken over Mars.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. man, show us more shit. This should have been like a 2.5 hour epic where we can
This
see.
should have been a universe-spanning event, man.
Yeah, dude, because because granted, I think the comic series lasted a lot more and got crazier with all that stuff. But
yeah,
and you have like a budget and
they were gearing up to start it all over anyway.
Yeah, so it was a pretty cool thing. It's kind of the same thing that they did on Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here we got the government saying, "Give us the alien back." Now, herein lies one of the biggest things I don't like about the mythos of Superman. The second he gets out into the yellow sun, he's automatically super powerful. I kind of like the fact that, physiologically speaking, it takes a while for him to charge up.
Yeah,
and not just like boom. But granted, I'll go with either he has to build up to gaining his powers.
Capture time in a bottle.
Quicksilver moment. But if you have him in a universe where he has to charge up, like you do this whole like what Smallville did, superhero with puberty, or puberty with superpowers or whatnot. I'll roll with that, or if you have it where like the sun radiation is like an immediate effect as soon as he was like a baby, like in the Chris Donner or Chris Reeve movie,
Dick Donner,
Dick Donner, Chris Reeve movie, where he's automatically super strong. Fine, sure, yeah. So in this one, I'll still let it slide, but I still prefer the version, especially the fact that he's been under red solar lamps his entire life and he immediately is super powerful.
Well, you notice that he doesn't have the super strength.
Not quite. Well,
he's having trouble controlling that too.
Yeah. He does kind of have the super strength. I mean, he did have like a missile blow up in his face.
He was able to stop the missile.
Yeah, whatever. Either way, again, another small nitpick, but whatever. And he just wanders away, man.
Mm-hmm. It's very similar to the way Amazo runs off.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he's just kind of lost and confused. I really know
too much about the DCU. Oh, shit.
No, sir, that's good. That's way good. No, definitely. I mean, the DC animated universe is probably the best version of DC ever made, ever. If you want some good DC shit, that's what you binge watch all the time. Yeah, believe me, I do. I've been trying to get the all of the series on DVD. I know you've got pretty much all of it. Yeah. So yeah, and now
we don't have Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm. And now here, well, that's technically not DCAU, but still, great series. But here we got Hal Jordan on a suicide mission driving Abin-Sur, and here it looks like we've got they've actually located the capital, Aquaman's capital ship, and now this line coming up here, where I'm sorry, this is real Gretzky right
man.
here.
It's
beware my power.
Oh, just
asshole.
Fuck yeah.
Beware my power, asshole. I was like, dude. Because while I'm watching this, I'm like, can you guys tone it down a bit? This is too scary.
You're just like,
it turns out, nope, it's not Aquaman's capital ship. It's just the Kraken, Aquaman's prized fish of the sea, and he sacrifices it in order to cover his own concealment, so he can continue on with the campaign against the Amazons.
Darth Vader of the sea.
Pretty much, yeah, man. Pretty much.
No, that actually does come from a Green Arrow comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the Rebirth one by Kevin Smith, funny enough.
Dude, Hal Jordan's dead. Lex Luthor's dead. Everyone's dying. Mm-hmm. There's so much death in this movie. Again, more raw carnage than Saving Private Ryan, because, like what? Two of the guys actually make it out alive, but, spoilers. But holy shit, everyone, even the side characters just get nailed. Yeah. I also love how they keep Billy Batson as the leader of the Shazam kids, just to make sure that, because it's Billy Batson. Who are these other kids? Whatever. I mean, it's a clever idea, but he should be the kind of the center point anyway. Okay, so now here we get the little, as Batman calls it, Braveheart speech. Yeah, to rile them up and and I'm
they can take our land, but they cannot take our freedom.
But it's amazing how one little heroic speech can rally everyone. Just, all willy-nilly. He's like, yeah, what the hell? Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Even Batman, who's like one of the most stubborn jackasses on the planet, he's like, what the hell? I mean, and I also love how he's like, there's bound to be looting in Gotham by now. I don't want to miss that. And that's another thing about this Batman. He kind of actually enjoys it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he's like a real like Green Beret, tough, no nonsense dude, he kind of actually, you can kind of tell he doesn't mind doing this. He's like, fuck you, criminals! Shut up, crime!
I don't drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that's. I love how, and again, not the Batwing, but it's just like a casino thing.
Yeah, it's just a casino plane.
He's smuggling high rollers in and out. And everything's top shelf. Help yourself. And they also make him like a hardcore alcoholic too.
Yeah,
that's another interesting look. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, folks. I've been talking most of the day, so I'm starting to lose my voice. So just bear with me.
You'll be okay.
Just bear with me. And now here we got the Atlanteans have spotted them, and fucking
shit has hit the fan.
Yep,
once more.
Shoot down the plane. Now, how do they survive so quick? Now, how does this work? How does the wind go through the windshield?
I don't honestly know.
Yeah,
but it's a very directed sheet of wind.
Yeah. Did he Did he break the window or something?
Yeah.
And if he did, that's kind of hard because
it's depressurizing the cabin fast,
and not the fact that
okay. Physics aside,
they get hit, and the Atlanteans are coming in full force into what remains of London.
Yeah.
Which has been completely devastated, as we saw earlier, by
what's with the mark across his face?
I don't know.
Because he's not the only one with it. It's clearly a battle scar, but it's not.
I honestly don't know.
It must be like a soldier rite of passage or something like that.
Yeah, that see more stuff from this universe,
please.
This is really fascinating.
We want to know more.
Tell us more.
Okay. And, the design for the Atlanteans here.
Yeah, you mentioned this earlier.
It's not the design for the Atlanteans that we normally see. It looks more, honestly, like the design from the 60s on Marvel's side of the
Namor, the Submariner.
Exactly.
But you know what? I think that's kind of like their little nod or tribute or homage or whatnot to Jack Kirby, who has done, such wonderful work in comics that he really was he was probably even bigger than Stan Lee back in those days. Or if anything,
Jack Kirby was the impetus behind it all.
Yeah,
and created this fucker.
Oh yeah, Etrigan the Demon. Fuck yes. So now we got everyone surrounded on all sides, and they seriously fucking stop fighting. You can literally level everything. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Mm-hmm. Is it really worth it? But when you're pissed off and you're in the heat of war, and that's not going to happen. And I love how Lois Lane is actually fighting with an assault rifle as part of the resistance. I thought that's a really cool touch.
Well, her father is General Lane.
Yeah, that's true.
So she's probably got the training from way back.
Maybe, but although her at least according to the comics, it changes up every once in a while depending on the story you read, but traditionally, General Lang is an Air Force general.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of training if, say, he was like she was an Army brat or a Marine brat or whatever. But still, Lois Lane is an extremely strong character anyway.
Yeah. Like we said, field journalist.
Yes. One hell of a journalist. You don't see any badass journalists like that in this day and age. So right here we got Wonder Woman beating the fuck out of each other, man. Mm-hmm. And I kind of wish that as good as the sound has always consistently been in these movies, I always kind of wish that there was a little bit more like
design.
No, just more war background noise. Just to really give it like unseen scope. Like there's a war constantly being fought on a huge scale outside of this one little fight here. Here we got now. I'm with Aquaman here in that argument. Like, dude, you fucking killed my wife. You beheaded her. I was defending myself. you're wearing her
crown like a trophy.
Dude, seriously, I mean, Wonder Woman is supposed to be the ambassador of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing your your ally's wife's crown after you beheaded her doesn't send a good signal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're just kind of asking for war. I mean, Wonder Woman doesn't ask for war. She only fights when she really needs to. And here
You've forgotten the wisdom of Solomon.
Yes. Oh, Captain Marvel. Although here he's known as just Shazam. I forget what exactly.
At this point, the politics between the two companies, Marvel and DC, had been set. So, Marvel owns the title Captain Marvel, but DC owns Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the.
That might be it, because that's
that is the.
Well, I don't know, because they did a Shazam short with Superman. It was like a 20-minute long thing, and they still kept the Captain Marvel thing. And we got Black Mantis, man,
and he just crushed her head like a candy wrapper.
I know, this is badass, man.
Oh man, that's.
How are there still cars like in prime condition around here?
That's a good question, honestly.
Now, did you
Wisdom of Solomon?
Did you also notice on Captain Marvel there are like actual scars on his face?
Yeah, each one representing each of the kids.
I thought was a really cool touch.
Yeah, that is a cool touch.
And here we got Grifter. Fall, damn it, fall!
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man. Jesus, there's so much. This is an
when I first saw Grifter, though, I thought Red Hood.
No.
Yeah,
because Grifter was actually invented by Jim Lee, who also did the Hush stuff. So it's you're still around the same kind of era. And right here, boom, blast them, and this part, bam, they just kill him, man. Everyone's dying. And speaking of death, boom, just Amazon.
I'm not even gonna look.
Dropping motherfuckers left and right. And speaking of dropping motherfuckers left and right, here we go, and bam, Batman gets downed, and here we go. Flash just, I'm surprised he didn't grab the back of his head. Whiplash. Because even towards the end, he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Like, I need a puke." Lifts up his mask and bleh. And see, now in the background, you can actually hear some of those distant war sounds that I feel like they should have been constant throughout just to give it that sense. But
it does need that certain world building feel.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
But at the same time, if you focus on that all the time, it starts to
drown out. Yeah. So minor thing. I guess that's just what I would have done.
It's about balance.
Mm-hmm. But I'm still kind of glad that they kept it in there, because this is definitely a huge war. Now, how did Batman escape with like a blast through his gut? Actually, I do know how. Because he's Batman! Now, I remember showing this to my roommate, because she hadn't seen this, and she was like, "Oh, I want to see a Flash movie," because, you hardly see a Flash movie and that sort of thing. And she was like, "Dude, this fight right here, this is how you do a Flash... a
Flash fight of speed."
Yeah, a speedster fight. This is how you do it, because she actually watches the CW Flash and some of the other series that Flash has been in. And she's like, none of it's really gotten it right. But this sequence right here is like, oh my fucking God, this sequence got it right.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's very hard to do the Flash as an effect. Because, like, even back in the 80s when they did the original series, the way they did it was they filmed it against a black piece of velvet, and then just rotoscoped in the...
Yeah. Which doesn't work. Now, boom! Right here. Ow!
Right through the femur.
Youch. Thank God for the Speed Force healing him, because, man, Flash goes through some really heavy shit. Yeah, he gets burned alive. He gets his fingers broken. He gets
honestly, when I saw this, I was really expecting the Black Flash to come through.
Yeah. And then boom, man, just like leave him, either leave him alone or just fucking kill him already. Like, Jesus. And speaking of Jesus, look at this war ground. I mean, everyone's getting it. And here we got Grifter barely holding his own. Boom, gets hit. Boom!
Pincushions,
Boom!
man.
Dude, he gets Boromired right there.
Yeah.
Boom! Right
And
through
he
the
takes
fucking...
one out as he's dying.
Yeah, one right in the fucking face. Jesus, man. Jesus! Everyone's dying! And right here, the moment where we actually realize that Professor Zoom didn't do any of this. It was all Flash's fault.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
You can't imagine how devastating. Flash has already gotten the fuck beat out of him left and right. He's got himself burned alive. But to know that he is responsible for this reality, for all the tragedy and all the horrific things that his friends have gone through just to save his mother.
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean, I think you should convert to Catholicism right now.
Catholicism?
Yes, Catholicism right now.
Catholicism, wow.
Buddy Christ approves. And Professor Zoom is just fucking evil, man. Oh my god, when are we gonna get a movie like this in live action? I want movies like this in live action.
I don't think we're ever gonna get a movie like this.
We're not gonna get one for a long time. I mean, again, DC is reigning on television and in animation. That's it. I mean, Marvel's kind of got it in television, but really they reign home superior in the theaters, the cinemas,
and on Netflix.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they know how to do a Netflix series.
And dude, fucking stop kicking! Stop kicking! Please stop kicking! It hurts. I mean, you're like the schoolyard bully. And here we got more. Look at this animation.
This part.
Look at this animation, dude. I mean, they got a real budget for this. Which is why I kind of wish that they just spent it into more runtime instead of like cool effects like this. As cool as these effects are, I still would have preferred a little bit more story, but whatever. All right, now Aquaman, as you saw, just got fucking eaten by that 3-headed dog. Cyborg's barely holding his own, and dude, this is intense war fight, man. I mean, it is. And if you guys can see this stuff on big screens with big speakers, do so, because they always go all out, and the stories are just fucking epic.
Yeah.
But, and here we got Aquaman just fucking breaking out.
Dripping in blood, too.
Yep, breaking out of the thing. And I love this. Bam! Look how... That's some serious force.
Dude.
And Cyborg's arm cannon is shattered. Beats the... punches the living Jesus out of him. And more kicking! Stop kicking! And rips off his arm... And is ready to rip his heart out of his body. And that I thought was really cool, because you're like, how much organic material does Cyborg maintain?
That is a good question. We're never actually sure on that.
Well, in the sequel, Justice League War, it actually goes into that kind of a storyline. I didn't like how they presented it, because it's... Well, you'll see it when you actually watch it. But, man, I hated Justice League War, because it's...
A lot of people hated it.
Because it was based on the New 52, and I hate the New 52, because you'll see what I mean. And here, that little thing backfired. Shazam! Boom! Oof. Now, this moment right here, I thought is the moment where they actually might have gone a little bit too far. Straight up killing
kids.
Billy Batson, a kid,
is fucking dead.
Now I'll go with the off-screen death. Yeah. But when you show his dead eyes, fucking Jesus, dude.
God.
I'm actually almost tempted, because I'm glad that they're going this far and taking it into those territories. Boom! Aquaman's arm goes off.
Yeah.
Talk about karma.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad that they really did stick to their guns and went as far as they really could. Because when are we ever going to see this again?
It's
when are we
true.
going to see this kind of stuff? We're not going to see it in the theaters. Fucking no.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, this is like borderline R rating.
Yeah.
Because of the violence. I mean, if this were like a live action movie, this would have been straight up R rated. For sure.
Absolutely.
And
parents, don't show this movie to your kids.
Oh, Jesus, no. I mean,
that would be traumatizing.
Yeah.
Like, you thought you had it bad when Bambi's mom was shot? Fuck you.
Look at this, dude. I mean, all of Aquaman's allies are dead. Aquaman has no arm. I mean, everyone is dead. And look, now Wonder Woman finally, follows through by literally stabbing him in the back, not just metaphorically this time. And I love how she's like, the women, the men of Atlantis can not live. You've been a pestilence the Mother Gaia has had too long, but we'll enslave your women.
Oh, what would be a really great live-action Aquaman?
What's that?
The guy who played the Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He has the right look for a straight-up comic book version of Captain America.
I didn't see Origins. I heard it was kind of... So
it's
I skipped
not a great movie, honestly.
I'll take a look at it. But I really loved the fact that she had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
Just before she killed him. Because, dude, these two were actually lovers at one point. But Aquaman's gone. And here's Captain Atom. The Doomsday device is about to be activated. And I really love that they had at least one sympathetic character in the Atlantean army. I kind of wish that they did with the Amazons too, but runtime, that sort of thing, no time. But nice that they were able to sneak it in here. And boom! Now here is the moment, the other moment from Watchmen. Yeah, the apocalyptic blast that just kind of wipes out everything, and especially when you see Wonder Woman, kind of cradling Aquaman in her arms.
In just a minute,
and you see her hair get flown up, and it's very reminiscent to when the two Bernies get lit up in the explosion in Manhattan. Now, and here's another moment where they thought, well, like, Jesus, they're really taking this all out. Where right here, bam, gunshot to the head. But now we don't just see the gunshot to the head. We see through it with the brains and everything, dude.
Yeah.
Dude!
Honestly, the way that the explosion emanates is very similar animation-wise to Akira.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that yet.
You need to see
it,
damn it.
I know. There's so much. There's literally no hyperbole.
A billion movies that we all need to see.
Well, no hyperbole. There's literally about 100 movies that I have and never watched, and I really need to. But I'm only 21, so I'm still getting up there, and I'm trying. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. I can only do so much. My motto in life is I try to be Superman, but or I'm not Superman in life, but I try to be. So speaking of Superman, yes, this would be a good death. And speaking of Superman, he stays with Cyborg, who flat out gets killed right here.
And here it is.
That's Watchmen right there. And Superman stays with Cyborg as he has his final moments, and you can only assume he dies. I mean, he might be Kryptonian, but even he can be killed. I mean, Doomsday proved that. So now, thank God, man, Flash heals a lot faster than I thought. He could almost give Wolverine a run for his money.
I want to see a race between healing factors for Flash and Wolverine now.
All right, go! And Flash wins by just a hair, and I'm like, ha! Fastest man on the planet. And then,
and Wolverine just like...
Wolverine, and then Wolverine just kind of, puts one in his arm, and he's like, heal that. Asshole. Now now there's a moment right when Barry's about to catch up to his former self, past, or what do you call it? Past Barry, the non fucked up Barry,
right?
Actually sees like, what the hell, and smacks future Barry, war torn Barry, right here, and he kind of stops midway. See, to me, that was like a really awkward thing.
Yeah, that is not
because if you're running so fast that because you would think you would just drop out of the time.
Honestly,
stream.
I would think that kind of a hit would like be catastrophic. Like it would rip apart reality.
Well, not rip apart. At least kind of distort it a bit.
Yeah.
But I love how it went completely quiet, and he says, "Mom, I'm so sorry." That's a really good moment. And even right before, like, when he breaks the time barrier, everything goes quiet, just kind of like almost like it's like a sonic boom, as, Professor Zoom was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Everything goes quiet, and then, boom! And, that a little bit of a cop-out right with the headline.
Yeah.
But, whatever. Kind of cute. And speaking of cute, I love this line as he walks out of the door. He's like, you'll be at this stuff for a week. Well, at least it's not the end of the world. But man, what a ride that poor Flash has been through. Actually, did that technically take place all within like a day? At least in this reality, a day in his conscience.
That might be.
More clarity. More clarity.
Please.
Maybe we should, okay, because for any actual listeners out there, because I know they're far and few at this point, but if there are any comic book fans out there, you know what? We haven't actually sat down and read the comics, so if you're like really yelling at us like, it's in the comics, bitch, it's in the comics, read the fucking comics, like
we will eventually. We're busy.
Yes, we're making episodes for you people, so
yeah. It's a free show.
Well, don't yell at them. We can't.
It's a free show. Fuck you.
And you just lost us 100 viewers. That was like half of our viewers. All right, so we're back in the Batcave. Now, as we can see, it's a lot more high-tech and a lot more sophisticated.
And look at the change in costume with Barry.
Yeah,
too.
well, not just Barry, but Batman, because in the beginning, he was blue.
Mm-hmm.
And this I thought was really nice for Bruce. Yes, a gift. And the reasoning for that is because of the time ripples. Just because he was able to stop his other self from fucking everything up, that still caused like a small time rift, but it was just like a small enough one that it only changed the look of the costumes, and that therein lies the transition to the New 52. And this line delivery from Kevin Conroy was just heartbreaking. You're one hell of a messenger. Thank you. So, oh man, God, Conroy as always nails it. And he's not in this movie for a long time, because when you hear like Kevin Conroy's playing Batman, right on, he's in here for like
very.
He's in there for like a minute.
This part here I find interesting because only in animation can we ever have a tracking shot of the Flash.
I disagree. I mean, if you give like a studio like $100 million for visual effects, they can do it.
Yeah.
They can. But it's very reminiscent of like the Spider-Man movies, like the hero saved the day and he's gonna run off into the city. The only way he can, because Spider-Man swings away, but Flash runs.
It's a very Western move. I mean, this is the riding out into the sunset for the
yeah, and it's and again, this is a really well structured movie because it starts off with some action up front with all the rogues galleries. They give you everything right up front. They give you a little bit of the origin, but they don't actually flat out go into it like most comic book movies go into. And right after that, they set up the premise. Flash wakes up and everything's wrong, and then you get to discover all this fun shit. Go through the adventure, and then afterwards you get this little epilogue, and it ends with that, riding off into the sunset, as you said. So really well structured. This by far is my favorite. Well, not by far. I mean, there's some up there like I like Batman Attack on Arkham and Gotham Knight, First Flight, and the Wonder Woman movie. Holy fuck, dude. We'll do Wonder Woman at a later time.
Yeah, and by the way, comic book fans, I'm not that mad at you. You're fine. I even do it. Correct us all you want.
Yeah, we're terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't actually mean fuck you. But yeah, Michael B. Jordan is Cyborg.
Yep, and D. Bradley Baker is Etrigan. D. Bradley Baker really is in everything.
Now, Dana Delaney also was Lois Lane in the Superman the Animated Series.
And she was also in the last episode with us as Andrea Beaumont.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
she was.
Yeah. And so, honestly, final thoughts about this movie?
It's fantastic. It's breakneck speed, which is absolutely necessary for a Flash movie.
No pun intended.
No. The amount of mounting jeopardy in this film is palpable. You could cut this with a knife. It's that thick.
The stakes rarely have been this high for the DC animated universe. And for some of the DC animated movies that I've seen, like Doom and Crisis on Infinite Earths, we've seen some really high stakes.
Yeah.
Even in like the Justice League animated series, where Martians invade and we have a War of the Worlds battle going on.
I like that.
So that we've seen really, really high stakes. I mean, that's why the Justice League was formed, to protect the planet when one hero couldn't be enough. But here, holy Jesus. And plus it's just Flash.
Yeah.
It's really Flash against trying to, get all these crazy sons of bitches to work together. and make something out of it. So, fantastic flick, man. This was bar
none.
Yeah, shut up. This was one of my favorite ones. I know I've said it many times before.
No,
but,
you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that Warner Brothers needs to be producing for live action.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the guys who make this really know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. They handled the characters for forever, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
since 1993.
Yeah, well, 1992 actually. They're even further back. Like 91, I think that's when they really started production on Batman. This epilogue right here, hopefully you've stayed along. Right here, boom.
Parademons
and
fucking parademons.
Yeah, and because at first I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? And then I had to pause it, and I saw the Darkseid's U logo, like the horseshoe logo, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking Apocalypse. The next one is with Darkseid. Okay, for those of you out there, Darkseid is my all-time favorite supervillain. I love because he feeds and channels off of things, and in the animated series, he was pitch perfect, voiced by Michael Ironside.
Yes.
That's how he was supposed to be. Like, he's got one of my favorite villain lines of all time. He actually slams Superman in the ground, and then he steps on his face and lurches it into the ground, and he looks down at Superman, and he just says, "This is where you belong, Superman, under my heel."
Honestly, my favorite Darkseid moment, though, it's in the same episode.
Yeah.
But it's... this pain beam is imagine the worst pain you've ever felt.
He just
now times it by 10.
Actually, it wasn't in the same episode. That was in a different episode because the one I was referring to was one where spoilers.
It's in Destroyer.
No. That one was in Twilight.
Oh yeah.
But
no, my favorite is in Destroyer.
Yeah, where he's it's called the agony matrix. Direct neural stimulation of pain receptors. All of them. Imagine the worst pain you've ever felt in your life. Times 1,000. Now imagine that pain continuing forever. Oh, that's right. You don't have to imagine. Oh, that's evil. That's
evil.
That's a villain to get. Oh, dude. I want to see. I dream of the day that we finally get to see Superman in a live-action movie going up against Darkseid in the right ways. Dude, just get fucking
Warner Brothers. You want to make $100 billion? Put Darkseid in a movie and make him like that.
Yes, and make Superman really cool too, because we gotta have the hero. But That's why Darkseid's one of my all-time favorite villains. He's just
because he's pure power.
Not to also mention, but the Joker or Doomsday, they'll flat out kill you. But Darkseid doesn't always necessarily just kill you. He'll actually break you down and turn you into the thing that you
hate the very most,
and you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
He'll turn you into a vicious animal that destroys everything that you love, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna serve as his pawn forever.
He's the top-notch villain,
and it's really sad because the sequel, because that end credit sequence was actually supposed to be a teaser thing for the next DC animated movie, which was Justice League War. And I was pumped, man. I'm like, this movie is fucking bitchin', man. I can't wait for Justice League War. When I finally got me a copy, man, was I disappointed. Holy shit, because Superman is a dick. Wonder Woman is got this like Thor thing going on where she's
really?
where she's like completely oblivious to the culture and it's played for laughs. And the only thing that was kind of redeeming about it was the interaction between Batman and Green Lantern. That was about it. And they also had like an origin story for Cyborg. You might find it interesting, but I didn't quite care for it because it was like, wait, what? How does that? What?
Honestly, my favorite.
Actually, the biggest injustice of that movie was their treatment of Darkseid. They made him a hulking brute. That was it. A hulking brute that needed to be taken down like a Super Mario's brother villain.
You jump on him until he submits?
Actually, in that one, they have to gouge out his eyes. So that way he can't blast the...
Mega Beam?
Yep. that was the plan, but big spoilers. But I watch it if I were you, John, just go watch it anyway. Cause
I'll watch it so I can say I have seen it.
Yeah, it's not worth a second viewing because man
alive.
But of course, what really pissed me off was they didn't get Kevin fucking Conroy as Batman.
God damn it.
I know. There's not even Conroy couldn't come in and save the movies. I bet he took one look at that script and oh fuck no.
Get somebody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be over here in the corner brooding. I am vengeance.
I am the night. I am Batman.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, my question is, if they were to do another DC animated movie that follows right after War, and it's the Batman Through Time chronology.
That would have been cool.
I would have loved to have seen
that. Would have been interesting.
Do it kind of like Pulp Fiction too.
Yeah, although I know it seems really odd for saying this because I've been sucking Conroy's dick like no end, but I wouldn't want Kevin Conroy to voice in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel that it's too otherworldly to have the most familiar voice of Batman. Because that's getting into some... Because if you read that in the comics, it gets into some really strange and off-putting territory where it's this is not really a Batman story. This is just it's more about Bruce Wayne trying to get back to being Batman.
Yeah. It's about the and it's also interesting the way that bats thematically work in that story too.
Mm-hmm. So, well, maybe. I mean, I'm still waiting for Killing Joke to come out. With that, that's going to be an awesome send off for Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Final thoughts?
Fucking go see it, man. Just whatever you do, if you've watched this movie, if you haven't seen this movie before and you're watching with CommTrack, what the fuck is wrong with you, you idiot? You don't
honestly.
But if just go out and see the movie when you can. Don't spoil it for yourself because oh my gosh, the fun of it is just figuring out what happens one right after another. Mm-hmm. Great movie, and when you do see it and you try to describe it to your friends, just say Flash wakes up one day and everything is wrong.
Yeah,
that's it. Because
that's all you need to say.
That's a perfect setup anyway. So. One of my personal favorites from the DC animated original movies. It's still going as one of my favorites. I'm still eager to see for them to do really good ones because as of late they've been kind of their quality's been kind of sagging a little bit in my opinion. But they're still really the top notch stuff. Way better than Batman v Superman and whatever those things are doing. I will gladly watch
because seriously, it's like they got. You got your Mark Waid in my Frank Miller. You got my Frank Miller in my Mark Waid.
Yep.
Two great tastes that go great together, apparently.
No! Nope. Actually, you know what? You know what's sad? I'd rather watch the Justice League War movie again than watch the live-action Justice League concept thing they're coming out. It's just... Although, you know what? For what it's worth, I'd be stoked if they can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
If Batman v Superman turns out to be a real pimp movie and segues into a really cool setup for Justice League and Wonder Woman, awesome! Yay!
If not, fuck you!
Yeah. Hard up in the ass till you get 2 Adam's apples. Oh, yeah. That hard.
Oh, man.
Because, dude, we
have standards, okay?
We do. I mean, we have Christopher Reeve from 1978 and 1980, and we have the Dark Knight trilogy, and that's it. Yeah. Come on, man. Where's the DC? I mean, Marvel's
killing it.
Yes. Although I still say wait for Marvel to kind of die out because it will eventually. And then let DC do its thing.
Honestly,
do the shared universe.
This will do the whole superhero genre. I'm fairly sure in film.
Yeah,
we'll go the way of the Western.
Yeah, Spielberg said in one of the articles.
Yeah.
But I still say that DC needs to stop fucking freaking out about what Marvel's doing. Just do individual standalone epic stories.
Yeah.
Because
you're killing it with the animation. Clearly, this is a marketable and profitable angle.
Well, it's not really just that. I mean, cinematic-wise, they should stop worrying about what Marvel's doing do standalone epic storylines. Like Mark Miller actually had a plan for a Superman trilogy. Each movie would have been 3 hours long, released a year apart, and it chronicles Superman's stories ever since he was a baby on Krypton, all the way to where it ends, him alone on the planet Earth, and he dies alone because of red sun, and because the planet's turned to a red sun, because being under yellow sun, it's turned him immortal.
Right.
And he compared it to like the Godfather trilogy. That would have been a really...
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, see, I would have taken that over Man of Steel and the Batman v... Because I had high hopes for Man of Steel. I liked the direction. I loved where it was going. But as soon as I was really disappointed in the screenplay, when I walked out, I went, well, maybe the sequel will be better. Let's throw Batman in the mix. Let's throw Wonder Woman in there. That'll help. Like, no.
And honestly, the fact that whenever I see a story for Batman v Superman or Man of Steel 2, I always see, they're adding another villain. Okay, adding another villain means that you're desperate.
Yeah.
That's what Spider-Man did, and look what Spider-Man is.
Oh, Jesus, man. Do you know how...
I can see a mile away that these movies are going to suck. Just solely on the fact that they got so many villains.
Mark my words, man. Batman v Superman's going to tank. Then Wonder Woman's going to tank. Suicide Squad might get it a little bit of momentum if they're lucky. And then Justice League is going to be the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. So it's sad, and that's sad because I'm still a huge DC fan. I still like DC a little bit more than Marvel because
I'm still a Marvel guy.
Well, put it this way: DC, I like their stories better than Marvel, but Marvel, I like their characters better. But since story always comes first for me, DC always. So I just lean slightly over towards the DC spectrum.
That's fair. So we're not actually going to have a brand new episode next week.
Yeah, next week we're doing the 48-hour film festival, but we've already produced a episode of CommTrack. It's going to be Batman Sub-Zero, another DC animated movie, continuing this month of DC animated movies. And then after that we're going to do Justice League New Frontier.
Yes.
And this is going to be a nice little segue because I really hated that movie.
And I really liked it.
So we're going to start our Love-Hate month. It's going to be good. And you are going down, sir. Well, I think it's about time to turn in.
Yep.
Hey, you've been listening to CommTrack. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. And we'll come back for the next episode. And you have yourself a good night. This has been an episode of CommTrack where you'll never have to watch a movie alone again. CommTrack is hosted by Tim Leifheit, that's me, Jonathan Knoell, and Daniel Gill, and was created by me, Tim Leifheit. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to make a suggestion for a future show, contact us at CommTrackPodcast@gmail.com or find us on YouTube at CommTrack Podcast. And you can also find us through the Radioactive Walrus Entertainment Network at radioactive.walrus.entertain@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter at Radio Walrus Pod, YouTube at Radioactive Walrus, all one word, or like and comment on our Facebook page. Again, you have been listening to CommTrack, where you never have to watch a movie alone again. Thank you, and good night.
This has been a production of Radioactive Walrus Entertainment.
John, what do chickens say?